Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, y'all Chosen One. Great book of Judges, chapter 3. I'm going to do 3 and 4 on this video. Judges chapter 3, man, pretty much tells you what the situation that we're in. Even though we're in the promised land, it shows that we're still surrounded by our enemies, by the Canaanites and everybody, the Philistines, Hivites, you name it, they're there. You name it. But the Most High, to prove Israel, or Yasharallah, to put them to the test, to see if they'll act right, the Most High pretty much proved and made these enemies kind of surround us. And of course, we did evil in His sight by serving their other gods and stuff like that, because they influenced us and we're stiff-necked, and that's what we did. Now, we had no leader after Joshua. So now the Most High, the reason why this book is called Judges is now we have people that we come to pretty much judge us or correct us and tell us. And I didn't know this, and the first person to do this was Othniel. Now, we had got into it with the Canaanites once again, and they was there and they was persecuting us and oppressing us. And the Most High sent Othniel, who was the, I think he's the, nephew of Caleb or something like that, the brother of Caleb, I think, but he sent Othniel to pretty much rescue us, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I didn't know about this guy one bit. And then Othniel died, and then once again, that we would be stiff-necked again and start worshiping their gods just like we do today. We worship Allah, we worship all these gods, Buddha. And once again, we was worshiping other gods, and once again, we go into captivity, this time by the Moabites, by Eglon. And this time, the Most High raised up Ehud. He raised up Ehud, and Ehud pretty much, somehow snuck into the king's chambers, and he pretty much put a dagger right through that Moabite's belly, and it looked like his guts or the dirt or the feces just spewed out of his gut, and he just laid there dying. And then once again, when all that was done, after Ehud died, he escaped after all that, but he eventually just died of natural causes, I guess. And then Shamgar. Now, Shamgar is interesting because Shamgar, most of the time when you hear of feats like that, you always hear of like Samson. But Shamgar, at the end of Judges chapter 3, verse 31, and it said, and after him was Shamgar, the son of Anath, which slew of the Philistines 600 men with an ox goad. And he also delivered ox goad. So that's why when you see movies about these guys, these acts of valor and these movies, this is kind of where it comes from. It's not like they have this huge imagination. This is where it comes from. He killed them all with a ox goad, kind of like Samson taking that. I don't know, was it an ox bone or I forget what it was, and like slaying all those Philistines with that. It's kind of the same thing right here, but you don't hear too much about this, what I'm saying? You hear most of the story about Samson, because he has a whole story behind it. All right, now moving on to chapter 4, once again, after this, we did evil in the sight again, praising other gods like we always do. That's like the main thing that we do. Well, once we see that everything is cool, then we start fraternizing with the enemies. After the Most High delivers the enemies into our hands, we start fraternizing with them again, which gets us into a lot of trouble. So once again, one of the Canaanite kings came down and, oppressed us because, we deserved it as always, turn our back on the Most High. And this time, this is a very important one. We have a woman named Deborah who was judging Yashar'Allah at the time. She was judging Yashar'Allah, and that's important because a lot of men say, "Oh, women can't do this and that," but here we have Deborah who is judging all of Yashar'Allah, and she was setting up stuff, man, like shock and all type stuff. She was setting up shop. This guy named Barak, kind of wanted to be her army leader, leader of her army, wanted to set some things up. So Deborah's like, all right, and Barak's like, I'll do it if you go with me, and Deborah went with him. And the coolest thing I got out of this chapter, man, is what this woman named Yael did. Now, one of the kings that got away, what was his name? Sisera, I think. Yeah, Sisera. And he fled to that woman Yael's tent to try to hide from Yashar'Allah, from the Israelites. And Yael was like, all right, yeah, come on in, have a seat, just rest, and Sisera was like, if they come, tell them that I'm not here, that no man is coming in his tent. And she was like, all right, cool. So what happens is this guy, he feels relaxed, feels comforted. She gives him some warm milk or whatever she gave him. And while he was asleep, this woman took a stake, put it next to his temple, and bashed that stuff in his doggone temple, man. Straight from the temple to the other temple, through his head. And that was the end of the story, man. I thought that was so powerful and so crazy. It's good to see women like that in a role like that, instead of them just shaking their booty on TV. I hate those housewife movies on TV. Those I can't stand that stuff, man. It makes us look so bad, and our minds get corrupted by that stuff. It makes it look so bad on TV. But anyway, praise Ahaya, praise the beautiful women of Yashar'Allah, praise those who Ahaya sent to judge us and comfort us and and send us to repentance. And all praise due. All praise. This is your boy Yash Chosen One. Shalom.